What's up, Mavs fans? Welcome into All Things Mavs. And today, I'm breaking down 5 free agents the Dallas Mavericks need to take a closer look at when they get inside the Orlando bubble. Now, we're going to go point guard all the way down to center. And the first available guy I want to talk about is Yogi Ferrell of the Sacramento Kings. Now, the Kings are going to be fighting for the 8th seed in the Western Conference, so they're going to be playing as hard as they can. And one of those guys that's going to be coming off the bench for them is Yogi Ferrell. Of course, he played with the Mavs in the back half of his rookie season in 2016-2017, and then he played in all 82 games for the Mavs in that 2017-2018 season, and we all know it as Yogi Mania. Now, they were almost about to re-sign and agree on a contract, and then he went and got more money from the Sacramento Kings, but he hasn't gotten consistent minutes with the Kings since being there these past 2 seasons. Now, in his first year, he was splitting time with De'Aaron Fox and Frank Mason, but this year, he's just playing the backup point guard role and still not getting consistent minutes, but Corey Joseph is there as well, taking away some of his time. He's putting up 4 points per game and shooting a little better than 27% from 3 this year with the Sacramento Kings, who are in the hunt for the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Now, when you look at the difference between his time in Dallas and his time in Sacramento, you can clearly see where he was gelling better and where he got the more consistent time. In his time with Dallas, and of course the Mavs weren't very good then, he was averaging 28 minutes per game, scoring 10.6 points, averaging 3 assists, and shooting better than 38% from 3 in just 3 more games than he has played so far than he has with the Sacramento Kings. Now, in those 2 years with Sacramento, just 5 points, 33% from 3, less than 2 assists, and the minutes per game, out of nowhere, 13 minutes. So I think Yogi Ferrell could come fairly cheap to the Dallas Mavericks, but the biggest hurdle they're going to have to get over is the fact that he agreed to a deal with the Mavs, then he backed out, and then he went to Sacramento. So if there's bad blood there, the Mavs and the Kings are going to have to get over that. Another thing that you got to keep in mind is the Mavs have a really undersized point guard on the roster already in JJ Barea. Now, JJ is going to be hitting free agency this next year. So with JJ on the open market and Yogi Ferrell on the open market, which undersized point guard would you rather have on this Mavericks team? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll take a look at it and then let you know what I think. Now, our friends over at Fanatics are hooking you guys up with a sweet deal because here in the DFW area, it's mandatory to be wearing a mask right now when you're out in public. So when you go to chatsports.com/MavsMask, you can get these Dallas Mavericks face coverings for a great price. It's on a great deal right now, so go check it out over at Fanatics. You can get 1, you can get 2, you can get 3, you can even get up to 4 and buy 1 for your whole family if you want to make sure they're repping the Mavs and they're staying safe. They're staying healthy, and they are continuing to rep your favorite team. Now let's move on to a shooting guard the Mavs are going to get a really close look at in the Orlando bubble. It's Justin Holiday. Now, I've talked about him before on this show. I still really like him for the Dallas Mavericks because since he's been in Indiana, he has proven himself as a reliable 3-and-D shooting guard. Victor Oladipo was out this year, a lot of the year for Indiana, so Justin Holiday had to step up big, and now Oladipo's out again when they go to Orlando, so Holiday is going to get some more minutes once again. This year he's been averaging 8.4 points per game, less than 2 assists, but 3 rebounds, and the best part of his game, 42.4% from beyond the three-point arc. Now, Justin Holiday is definitely a defensive-minded 2-guard, no doubt about that. But he can knock down the 3 ball at a consistent rate. When you're shooting 42% from 3, you are welcome on any team, especially the Dallas Mavericks, who are looking to add more shooters every single summer. Now, when they get to Orlando, Indiana is going to be really thin at the wing position. Now, remember, Jeremy Lamb tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. Victor Oladipo said he's not going to play in Indiana as he continues to rehab. So the only true shooting guard left on this team is Justin Holiday. Besides him, the other wings are TJ Warren, Alize Johnson, and Jakar Sampson as well. Sampson and Johnson not getting the same kind of time. So Holiday is going to get a ton of minutes in Orlando and really get a chance to prove himself and maybe, just maybe, look to make even more money than the Mavs can actually offer him. But hopefully he stays under the radar and the Mavs are keeping a close eye on him. Now, I've said it consistently, and my opinion has not wavered whatsoever. The Mavs need to focus on a wing in free agency. That's what I think. I know a lot of you guys agree, but I know a lot of you guys disagree as well. So where do the Mavs need to focus their energy on in free agency? A guard, a big, or a wing? Let me know in the comment section below, because here on All Things Mavs, we love to interact with our watchers every single day. Now, the next guy, a small forward, a former Dallas Maverick once again, Jae Crowder right now with the Miami Heat. Yes, the enemy, the arch rival Miami Heat. He's with them for now, but hopefully, maybe he could look to come back to Dallas this summer. He played for Dallas back in 2014 before becoming a part of the, we'll call it the Dwight Powell trade and being sent over to the Boston Celtics. But ever since he left, his energy and his defensive presence off the bench have been welcomed on any team he's played with. Yeah, he's bounced around a lot from Boston to Utah, now to Miami to Memphis. But back when he was with Dallas, he was just starting to come into his own. A second-round pick out of Marquette. In 2 years with the Mavs, put up a little under the 5 points per game. Still a good rebounder for his size at 2 boards per game in just 15 minutes. So he didn't get a ton of time. But now, if he could come in as an established veteran, maybe Rick says, hey, you're our main guy off the bench. After Dorian Finney-Smith, you're in here to step up big. And hopefully that's the case, because since he's been with Miami, his numbers have taken a huge step forward compared to what he did in Memphis. Now, the points per game, the rebounds, the assists, they all look pretty similar. But the thing that's most important about Jae Crowder, now that he's in Miami with a good team, he's shooting 39% from three. That is 10% better than what he was doing in Memphis, which is making a huge difference considering the fact that he takes about 6 3-pointers per game. So you want defense, and you want three-point shooting, and you want a guy who has hustle and energy off the bench. That's Jae Crowder. I know I'm probably obsessed with him. I probably talk about him too much on this show, but I truly believe he's a perfect fit to come back to Dallas this summer. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Do you want Jae Crowder back? I know, I get it. He's been here before. We know what he brings. I know, Jimmy, shut up about him. You talk about him every single time he comes up on the show. I get it, but I want him back, and maybe you do too. Let me know in the comment section. Now let's move on to one power forward, where I don't think the Mavs are going to be really all that gung-ho on spending money on a power forward, but Dario Saric could be a fun reclamation project. Now, like the Sacramento Kings, the Phoenix Suns are fighting for the final seed in the Western Conference. I don't think they're going to get there, but the Mavs will have 8 games to look at Dario Saric a little closer. Since being in Phoenix, his usage rate has gone down quite a bit, and we all know that when Dario goes into the game, he's not going to bring you defense. He's a play-making power forward. That's what he does. He scores the ball, and he scores it pretty well. Now, besides playing not that much in Phoenix, he's putting up 10 points per game, grabbing 6 rebounds, and shooting a little better than 34% from three. If the Mavs want a guy that they can really continue to develop and really make a part of a young, developing core, Dario Saric could be that. He could be a 7th or 8th man off the bench, and Rick Carlisle could truly bring out the full potential that I think Saric still has. He's still young. He's 24. Nobody's given up on him yet. I haven't given up on him yet, but the thing is, he's a restricted free agent. And when you're a restricted free agent, teams are going to have to offer you a little bit more money, and maybe the Mavs don't want to pay him quite that much, but that remains to be seen. And if you want to keep up with what the Mavs are going to do in free agency and continue to keep up with all the draft coverage and all the coverage of what's going to happen in Disney World, you're going to want to subscribe to All Things Mavs. We're continuing to grow, and I love you guys, and thank you guys for continuing to subscribe and like our videos and interact with us in the comment section. So go to youtube.com/allthingsmavs. Help us hit 4,000 subscribers, because we are well on our way. Thank you guys again, and continue to subscribe. Now let's move on to one more position, the center position. The position where, again, the Mavs might be a little thin because of Dwight Powell being out, but maybe they could use some help from Jakob Poeltl of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, again, like the Kings and like the Suns, the Spurs are fighting for the 8th seed as well, and Jakob Poeltl is going to be a big part of that because the Spurs are super thin at the big man position. LaMarcus Aldridge is out. So besides Jakob Poeltl, here are their healthy big men. Rudy Gay, who's more of a small forward really, but has been playing the power forward in Greg Popovich's system. Trey Lyles, who I actually like a lot and think he's been a quality pickup for the Spurs. And then you got Shimi Mitu and Luka Samanic. Neither of those guys are really going to add a lot to this Spurs team. Samanic, 0 points per game because he's played in a total of 1 game and scored a total of 0 points. And then you got Tyler Zeller, the only other true center on this Spurs roster, and they just picked him up. So he doesn't even know the Spurs system quite yet. But now it's time for Jakob Poeltl to shine. He's going to get a ton of minutes in this Orlando bubble, going to get a ton of minutes if the Spurs make the playoffs, which I don't think is going to happen. So if you look at what he would do potentially with 36 minutes per game, he would be a dominant big man. A double-double every single night. 11 points per game, 11 rebounds. He's also a very good passer out of the post. And if he were to play 36 minutes per night, he'd average 4 assists and 3 blocked shots. So that is a huge upgrade from his 5 points per game and 5 rebounds per game that he's currently putting up with the San Antonio Spurs, And if that's what he can do every single night, maybe, just maybe, the Mavs could look to add him and really help them out at the center position while Dwight Powell is out. Now, I mentioned 5 guys on today's show. I mentioned Yogi Ferrell. I mentioned Justin Holiday, Jae Crowder, Dario Saric, and Jakob Poeltl. Those are the 5 that I think the Mavs need to pay close attention to in Orlando. So which of those 5 guys do you want to see in a Mavs jersey this coming offseason? Let me know in the comment section below. And before we get out of here, I want to remind you to go check out our friends at Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/Mavs. Mask gets you 1 mask, get you 2, 3, or 4, however many you need to rep the Dallas Mavericks and keep yourself safe and healthy. Mavs fans, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.